Right, so when we last spoke, when we last spoke regarding swatches, we'd gotten to the point where we had done, the Crayola Super Tips and the Tombos. Green came in strong, have the most in the green section, and you may note that since our last swatching stream, I have put in additional ladders for each of the pages, because we are doing more swatching today, because I have a lot more pens that I need to swatch. Okay, well, depending on when you're viewing this, I might have been a little bit optimistic about the thumbnail for this stream, because I strongly doubt that we're going to get through all of my pens today, considering we still have my string and space highlighters, my mildliners, my Papermate flares, Faber-Castell Pit Artist brush pens, pencils, some more pencils, because I seem to keep acquiring pencils and not using them, but that's fine. We also have the calligraphs and the Archer and Olive acrylographs and the Zig Clean Color dot markers and the Papermate ink joys. And there's probably more I'm thinking of, but that's enough for now. Hello, everybody. I can see you in the chat. Yay. If you're here on the replay, let us know. That is awesome. What are you working on today? Obviously, I am doing swatching. You don't have to do swatching. You're your free person. You can do whatever you want. So I'd love to hear about it. Let us know in the chat or wherever else. But let's get into it because, as stated, there are many pens to swatch. I've decided probably that I'm going to start with the mildliners and the string and space highlighters, just because I keep them in the same space. But I would like to say this has already come in handy. I know that one of the reasons I kind of listed about doing this is that a lot of times when I go looking for a pen, I'm looking for a color, not necessarily looking for a brand. So while I do like having them together in terms of their like brand, pens, whatever, I also have already found this super helpful. So like my blues, for instance, there's a reason we're on this page, and that's because of my March setup. If you haven't seen my March setup, then apologies for the spoilers. But also, why haven't you seen it? No, I'm kidding. You, again, are a busy person with many important things to do, so it makes sense. But I wanted to use a kind of full blue palette for this setup. So actually having all of these blues sketched out or like swatched out meant that I could go through and pick out the ones that I actually wanted to have. So for instance, I don't think I used 403 for the Tombos because, as you might be able to tell, not sure how well it shows up on camera, it is slightly more kind of like green tinted. So I got to go through these and kind of pick out the ones that I actually wanted in here. I did mention in that video that I wish I had have picked some more lighter blues because like we've got some, but some of them just didn't make it across for some reason. Like I'm pretty sure I didn't end up pulling out like 452. That's probably because it was in another pencil case, but that's fine. It's all good. Oh, we are folding laundry. We're saying happy birthday to Natasha. Do we sing? Is that what we do? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Natasha. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! No, we're not doing that part. Anyways, so moving on to my pens. So I keep my mildliners and my string and space highlighters together in these little acrylic drawers, which are pretty super cute. I just got them from Kmart. They were nice and cheap. They were like $6, which for New Zealand is cheap. Like that's $6 New Zealand, not $6 elsewhere. You came from another live and now you're here. Yes, stay on lives all day. It's called binge watching. We support that here. Yeah, no, I can't actually sing. I just woke up. Like my voice would be all like, we don't want to hear Jess sing like gremlin, but like not intentionally decided upon gremlin. Anyways, so I like to keep them in these two little drawers. I keep them kind of like not so much in warm colors and cool colors because like you can get a cool and a warm pink, but it's more like pink, orange, brown, red kind of things go in here, and then green, blue, purple, pink go in here. So it might be, I don't know if you can kind of see it from the top. Yeah, so it's like my purples, and then like my kind of like more purplish pinks are in here, and then in this one we've got like the kind of more reddish pinks and then the oranges and yellows and stuff. Oh, November. We're gonna have to wait till November. We can't jump the gun on these kind of things. It's a sacred tradition to sing on the birthday. I think that's like, it's a thing now. Anytime that somebody has a birthday on the stream, we're gonna sing them happy birthday. It'll be great when we have like 3 people join on the same day and we have to either sing 3 rounds of happy birthday, depending on when they let me know, or it'll have to be like, happy birthday, da 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 da, happy birthday to you. All right, so sectioning these out into their little color family, and also thinking about, do we want to do mild liners first or string and space? I mean, it literally doesn't matter. We might just decide when we get to the first one. I'm gonna need a spare piece of paper though, because I'm like, is this yellow or is it green? It like looks kind of yellow. Alrighty, piece of paper. Hello, recycling bin. Yoink. Let me just take this one because it's fine. The reason that it's brown is because it's from my tea staining. Like, it's not just me keeping like super Scody paper. But fold that in half. There we go. Oh no! I'm sorry that you hurt your back. It sucks. Puts on calendar. Remind Jashi to honor my birth. Alright, we're gonna push you guys to the side. We're actually gonna push me journal to the side so that we can do some of this like pre-swatching. Yes, it's very important to pre-swatch your pens before you swatch your pens, obviously, because you don't want to put them in the wrong category. You don't want to be assuming and make the wrong kind of like choice. See, okay, I would kind of actually call that a green more than a yellow. I don't know how well you guys can see it. Let's see, can I zoom you in? So it's kind of green. Like this one is aggressive, let's put it that way. Like, I don't think it shows up as aggressively on camera, but it is fluoro. Mom, no. See, my mom's out here calling me out in the chat. Oh my lord. See, maybe we should do like a video of Mom's full fabric tour. See, then we can see the definition of too much. No, I'm kidding. Mom has a very impressive stash of fabric though, but it is very handy because it's like, you know, always got the thing that you need in theory. Big theory. Sometimes it's not there. Very aggressive yellow. See, the mild liner yellow is much less aggressive yellow. It's still fluoro, but it's not like punch you in the face kind of yellow. Like, that is like toxic yellow, but that's okay. Not enough time for a fabric tour. We'd have to do it over like multiple videos. It'd be like part 3 of our 12-hour video on Mom's fabric tour. Is that an orange or a yellow? I feel like I'm gonna need to maybe possibly compare that to some of the yellows we've already swatched out, because it could kind of swing either way, maybe. But this one we decided was a green, so that's fine. Some of these I'm pretty safe to say that they are greens, like I don't need to swatch those out. This one I reckon is a green more than it is a blue. Yep. And so I bought the mild liners back when I first started bullet journaling, and it's very much one of those lessons of like a, you know, think before you buy kind of a thing, because I hardly ever use my mild liners. I really should just make a kind of conscious effort to actually use them, but I haven't done that yet. I literally just said we didn't have to swatch all these out, yet here I am. It's a very nice kind of mild green. Alrighty. We have those ones. See, there we go. At least one person has spoken. We need to do a tour of the fabric, Mum. All right, the greens look cute. The blues, those ones are probably not so contentious. I'll probably just pull those out. I might swatch this one just to see if it's more of a purple or a blue. Yep, that's certainly a blue. There we go. The chisel or the brush mild light is better? Good question. I haven't tried any of the brush, so like that doesn't really help, does it? I guess it really just depends on what you want to use them for, honestly. Like if you are really using them for more like highlighting, then is that a purple or a blue? If you're really using them for more highlighting, then the chisel is probably better, but I can't say for certain due to my lack of having the brush tip ones. There we go. Yeah, neutral set rather than all the colorful mild liners. Yeah, so I bought these mild liners back when back when they were first kind of getting popular and back when I was first getting into bullet journaling. And it's not that I like super regret the purchase, I suppose, because, you know, it's just a lesson about what I do and don't like in my planner. But I don't use them anywhere near enough to really warrant having them. Righty, I'll zoom you out so you can kind of see what I'm doing here because I'm just moving my pens around into different piles. Oh, look, there's my mouse. Go away. We've got some browns. We've got some pinks. I think the hard part is going to be the pinks versus the reds because, you know, a lot of these colors are supposedly mild. So it's like, do we put them in the red or do we put them in the pink? This one looks kind of aggressive, though. Let's see. See, because I think you could call that a pink, which is problematic because it's like supposed to be a red, but it looks more pink to me. So put that in the contentious space. And then we've got, this one was this kind of like dark blue purple. It's very juicy. It's very juicy. That's not a nice thing to wake up to. Don't be saying things like that. But that one is definitely a purple, very pretty purple. So you two are purples. You look like a pink at least. So yeah. See, because that's the thing. You get to the pink purple transition. You're just like, is it a pink? Is it a purple? And then the purple blue transition is a little contentious. And then, oh gosh. I know I already swatched you. Okay, you're a contentious one. You can go in the middle too. These are all the ones that are like, and so far they're all the string and space ones. So thanks for that, string and space. No, I mean it's nice to have transition colors, honestly, because when you want to do gradients and stuff like that, it's good to have something in the middle. But when you're trying to swatch by color, see that's the same deal as well. They're like the same color practically. And that's a gray, so we can put that in the gray ones, which are over here. Alrighty. We've got some brown tan kind of colors, just to check that they're not actually orange. That's like a really pale orange from my point of view. So all of the orange ones can go here, and my red and pinky kind of colors can go there. This should be a brown. There we go. Yeah, that one looks brown enough, let's put it that way. Because I know last time we also had some discussions, I suppose, about the green versus brown kind of transition as well, because that's tricky. See, okay. I know that the mildliners have colors, and they are probably on the barrel of the pen somewhere. That's not a mildliner. Get out. What does a mildliner look like? Let's see. No, those ones just say the same thing. And then is it the kind of thing that like, okay, so that says MVE and that says MR, but is that like the collection it came from? That just says marker. That's not helpful. Wow, you unhauled over 100 books. That's actually awesome. Last time I did a book unhaul, I unhauled like 6, but that was like 30% of my collection, so I was also proud. But that's really impressive. Round of applause. Round of applause. Alrighty, let's see. Question. Do you use your mildliners for coloring or mostly for highlighting? I don't. That's the thing. I never think to pull them out, but maybe it's because I put them in the little drawer or something, but I just don't, if I'm going to look for a color of pen, I don't ever go for the mildliners. I usually go for like my Tombos more than anything else. Or more recently, I actually started using my Crayola Super Tips, which was quite nice. I think this is kind of the benefit of doing these swatches, is that I know what I have and then I'm more inclined to actually use them. That's pretty good. Let's see. I mean, I just like this comment out of context. Like, books are the worst. I would love to know which item in, like, you know, your kind of stash, I suppose, do you find the hardest to get rid of? I think for me, things that I find the hardest to get rid of are honestly like just empty cardboard boxes. Because I'm just like, this could be useful. I must keep this, which is just ridiculous because they just sit in the cupboard and I don't use them. Or it's something like maybe tiny scraps of paper, like we saw in yesterday's reel/short/TikTok. And what else? Is that a red or an orange? Contested. Orange, orange, orange. You should be a red though, my friend. What else do I find hard to get rid of? You see, you look pink. Grrr. Yep, all of the ANO boxes, all of the boxes, all of the pretty packaging. See, because that's the thing, like, I'd keep all of the notebook boxes with like, oh yeah, I could use this one day, but I'm like, honestly, they're not deep enough to store anything in, really, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm gonna say that you're red. I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna go out on a limb there. Yeah, so I'd keep all these boxes, not actually use them because they're just not really deep enough for anything that I would want to store. Red or an orange? I know that we said that they could go in both, but I really try not to. But they could go in both. Contested. There we go. And this one here is... that one's an orange. So that's good. So these are our orange ones. We've got some reds. We've got our yellows, our pinks, our browns, our greens, purples, and blues. And just to check you. Are you actually blue? I think you are. Yeah, you're actually blue. All good. And you should actually be blue too, because I'm pretty sure that the cap colors are pretty good for most of these. Okay, that was a lie. You are distinctly green. I spoke too soon. So if you were wondering, this guy, who is supposedly a pastel highlighter, is actually very much a green color rather than a blue color. Let's see if we can snook you back in a little bit. Snook, snook. There we go. Because it's like this guy here, but then he's this one. I'm like, yeah, nah, that's a no from me. So you're actually a green. I feel very lied to. But that's okay. So we've got all of them into their kind of color families. We'll keep our little piece of paper here for these contenders, so that we actually can make sure that they go in the right space as much as possible. Yeah. Anything that was a gift. Yeah, see, I think that I've kind of come to terms with the idea of like, the gift has done its job once it's given to you. If beyond that you don't want to keep it, you don't have to keep it, kind of a thing. So it's like the gift's job was to be gifted, and now as it has been gifted, it can go somewhere else. That's at least my thinking with it, I suppose. Let's see. So we've got our pens. What do we reckon first? Mildliners or string and space? I think because the string and space have higher proportions of contentious pens, we might start with the mildliners because it'll be a little bit easier. All right, there we go. We'll just put that there so that we can see, and we'll move all of these out of the way. I think I'm going to try and put them to the side, not in rainbow order, only because if they're in rainbow order, then some of the ones at the edges might get a little confusing. So we'll do like purple and then brown and then blue and then yellow. Chuck you guys over there so that you're out of my way so we can do the swatchings. Scrape, scrape. I don't know how bad that scraping noise across my desk is, so I apologize if you're all just like, what an awful noise. This isn't what I signed up for. There we go. Put these over here. Over here. Like you're taking a bit of a nap after spending 33 hours on a stream. Oh, I'm glad that my voice is more soothing. It is my morning voice. Hello, viewers. Welcome to Jess's morning stream. I always feel like I should do this just a little bit later, so I have my time for my voice to kind of warm up, I suppose, so that I don't sound like a kind of gremlin. I mean, okay, so Amber, here's the choice. You could just split screen us. I don't know if do captions show up if you're live streaming. Like, can you turn closed captions on when? I mean, I know there's a little delay, but it's not like a lot of delay, so I'm not sure how much that actually work. But yeah, I thought it was quite funny that we were streaming at the same time today, so I was like, oh, I want to watch Kayla's live stream, but I'm also live streaming. Conflicted. So let's go back and start at grey, because grey is not a contentious color. That one's nice and easy, at least for these pens. So we'll show you guys up there. Cute, cute, cute. Yeah, you have two devices going. See, you got solutions. So we decided the mildliners were going first, and I have two mildliner colors. I think this one is actually marketed as being like a really light blue. but if I swatch it out, it really just looks grey. So we're going to keep it in the grey space. This one is an older mildliner though, and that one's the newer one, I think. Yeah. I mean, I'm just basing this on, I don't even think you can really see it. Let's see if it, there we go. The caps are slightly different. So this one's got a small hole and that one's got a bigger one. And I'm pretty sure all of the newer ones that I've got have got this. So it makes it a little easier to know which one's which. But we will swatch both of these. Again, I know they have colors, or rather names, because Doi, of course, they have colors, they're pens, but I don't know what the name is. So I'll just swatch this one out. Oh, you are darker than I expected, my dear. That might be because I used to keep them vertically, so the ink would like run down. I don't know. Let's see. We'll do the tip swatch. See, that's another consideration, is that I have some pens that are like in their dual endedness, they're multiple colors. So how do I swatch those in here? Like, I mean, I probably would want to swatch both ends, but how do I number or name them? Thoughts for future me. There we go. The little pen swatch, so beautiful. The first swatching of the day. Excellent. Okay, we're going to write at least mild liner, and by mild liner I mean we're going to write ML. It's like mild liner. And I like that some people call them mildliners, and I'm pretty sure it's because there were at least some that like printed on the barrel of the pen, it said mid liner rather than mild liner. But yeah. And then we also have the like the one at the end, the bullet tip, that a lot of people don't realize is there, because it kind of just, it snaps on so well that you don't necessarily know that part of the barrel comes off, which is kind of cool. Even though I suppose there is like a label on here that says fine, but you know, sometimes we don't notice these things. Alrighty, ooh, good question. Are you excited about your trip? Yes, but I'm also anxious. The thing is, like, I've got a lot to do before I go still, and I have gotten a lot of that stuff done, which I'm feeling very good about. Pats on back for Jess, good job me. But I just I think that once I get on the plane to the US, then I will feel the most excited, probably. Because up until then, like, anything could go wrong. And I know that's just like, you know, putting negative thoughts out into the world. I'm not really a big believer in manifestation, but, you know, I haven't been on a big overseas trip in a really long time. So it's making me a little bit nervous about, like, have I forgotten to do something effectively? Like yesterday, Vogel and I were looking at how to pay for things, because somebody had mentioned like cash passport or something like that. And we kind of looked through it and you're like, oh yeah, we probably should have gotten onto that like 2 weeks ago. And it just like puts me in this kind of like, if we've forgotten this, then what else have we forgotten kind of space. So Vogel says, we didn't forget, we just didn't do it. Thanks, Vogel. Thanks.
I thought that was a positive.
He says he thought that was a positive. I don't think it was. So, exactly. Nothing will go wrong until it all goes wrong. You guys have seen the reel or the TikTok? Yeah, anywho. But I'm excited, but I need to get, one, all my work done so I can be more excited, and two, actually get on the plane so I know that it's for realsies happening and it's not just like, haha, you've been lying to yourself for the past like several months. Lol. But yes, do you guys know if there's like a resource online somewhere for the mildliners in terms of their color names? Because while I don't really want to write the color name out per se, I do need something there, I feel, to actually indicate what it is. So we'll swatch out the string and space one first though. There we go. String and space, grey. And I'm just going to call them the SS pen because it's string and space. There we go. So those are our grey ones. We can put those to the side. You're printed on the barrel, but it's really tiny. Okay, let's go for a little hunt. I don't know. I know you can't see this, but it's all in Japanese, so this is going well. My let's see. Okay. Mild gray. I don't know. Is that a goo? No, goo would be like with a tin. That'd be like, that's ru. Gru. So that's something ru? I don't even remember. That's re. Yeah, because that's gude. So mild something gray. Yeah. I don't read Japanese super well. So this isn't really helping me. The number in the box. There's a box? Oh, the 100? Or is the one no, because they're both 100s and they're not the same color. Lies. Mild cool gray. Oh, that makes sense. Kuru gray. Nice. Okay. Mild cool gray. Which one was that? That was the second one. Mild cool. Oh wait, was it gray or goude? Yep. Goude. Voodoo. Okay, I feel like now as I've done that, I feel like it's actually blue. Yeah, blue. Heck. No, it has to be gray. Because it's been like, I don't even know how many years since I've had to read Japanese. JetPen's website has the colors. Thank the Lord, because oh my gosh. Like, yeah, I used to do Japanese. I did Japanese for a good long while. It's just that whole, like, out of sight, out of mind. If you don't use it, you lose it kind of deal. So, JetPens. Come on, JetPens. Mild liner colors. Because I feel like even the Zebra website doesn't have the mild liner colors written out somewhere nice and easy like. Okay, so you're the... Oh, am I going to have to go through every single one and find the individual names? Because that's going to, like, give me the heebie-jeebies. Because I think this one is just called mild gray, right? Yeah, because that's mairu-do. So, like, okay. First is ma-iru-do. So that's the first four. So that's mild, nice and easy. Mairu-do, which I know you can't really see, but... And that would be gurei. Like, that's like a held letter. Gurei. Yeah. Yeah, Latin code. I mean, when you say on the pen, what do you mean by on the pen? Like, on the pen? Because there's no... You mean the MGR? I don't know. I struggle, guys. I struggle. And there's on the picture. There's on the picture. There's a picture of the color list. What? Okay, we're gonna go have a look at that in a second because I am having the struggle times, and I know that the people watching are just like, "Why are you so infuriating, Jessica?" Like people who are here on the replay, and you're just like trying to like yell at me, like, "Why are you doing this so poorly?" I apologize. It is in my nature to be difficult. But hey, we've gotten 2 pens swatched. Huzzah for that. So they can go into their little home. Over there. All right, we turn you guys back onto... Yeah, the English version's names. Yeah, tiny print names. But this one doesn't have anything. This is just like... This is just string and space. I don't even know if string and space has color names for their pens. String and space. Highlighters. Let's see. Okay, so if I search string and space highlighters, the first thing that comes up is zebra mildliners. So that's really helpful. Let's see. Open a new tab. Do you has color names? It does not seem that you do, so I might just have to make some up. Use the last digits of the code bar. Okay, that would probably be a good idea. I like it when things have a nice easy way of identifying what they are. Like, you know, like with the Tombos, you've got a nice big number printed on the side, or with the the acrylographs that actually had names printed on them for the time that they did that. That was really helpful. Whereas this one is just like grr, arg. Yeah, okay, so we've got the mild cool gray, we've got the mild gray, that's fine. You don't have a name, so you can go away. After gray, we have brown. Nice. So we decided that the mild liners are first. So we're going to use the bullet tip for this. Because I guess that's also the thing. It's like I can name the pens in here, but if I can't necessarily figure out which one they are later, how helpful is that? And this is a kind of cutesy chocolatey brown, which is quite nice. And then we've got the string and space one, which the thing with the string and space highlighters, and I don't know if this is just like my pack or if it's them all the time, but the tips seem really far out from the barrel randomly. I'm not too sure. No, there are other acrylic graphs with names. Amanda H. Lee's ones are written on the barrel in her kind of handwriting, but there are ones that have writing on them outside of that too. Grr, arg, you must be a Buffy fan. I have watched some seasons. I don't know which season we actually managed to get up to. We got to them at like university, I think, but I can't remember how far we got. So ML for mild liner, and we had 2 mild liners, and SS for string and space. And you, my dear, are mild beige. Yeah, beige. Yeah, I'm gonna call you mild beige. Okay. So if you're mild beige, then we're mild cream, just to check. Mild cream. Yeah, this is mild cream. You are mild beige. Mild. I really should have scratched up on my Japanese before we started the stream. Apology, everybody. So mild beige is looking cute. We can put that to the side. Tink. We have mild brown, question mark? Or is it just called, they all start with the word mild. Mild apricot blue. Okay, why are you not in order? That's just not helpful. Oh, you were right. There's a beautiful picture. Okay, I need to show you guys this because it's actually just like so helpful. And let's go see. Okay, how do I do this? I can figure this out. I have the technology. Guys, look at this. It has them all swatched out with the 25 pack, and they've got their names written on top of the color. How good is that? So I can write that this is mild brown. Are you really that mild? Not by my standard, but hey, it's fine. I didn't name these. So the mild brown is done. That's looking cute. And then the string and space we just name later, and we give them random names like, I don't know, fresh dirt or something like that. All right. Oh, and Britta sent me a picture of it too. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. Yeah, see, you guys looking out for me. I always appreciate you. Your favorite pen is the Papermate Inkjoy. I love my Papermate Inkjoy. I haven't been able to find any new black ones though. And by new black ones, I just mean like in the store in a packet. Still same old pen, but like, yeah. So we're on to the pinks. I might ignore the pink just in case because I know that those ones were contentious and I'd rather do something easier. And purple isn't it, so we're on to blue. So this is so annoying. This one box, I'm like, why couldn't they make like one more Crayola super tip so I don't have to start it down here? Let's see. Especially because blue is like I've got a couple. Maybe I can put a different pen down there and I'll just start my mild liner swatching up here because I don't like the idea of them not being there. The amount of tabs I have open. The reason I have that many tabs open is because I went on this big hunt for like trying to find the what's the thing? I don't remember where I was going with this. I got distracted. I apologize. Okay, so you guys are talking about this letter code on the mild liners, right? Where is the letter code? Is it the MDB? Does that like mild dark blue? Is that what do the letters like stand for stuff? Is that what I'm missing? Where's the mild gray? This is the mild cool gray. Okay, I get it. No, that's a string in space. Go away. Mild gray. Okay. I apologize. You're probably sitting there like, woman, listen to the sound of my words. Why are you making this so difficult? I really apologize. I know a lot of people came here to have a really chill time with me, and I'm probably making it not so chill. I don't need your excuses, Jessica. Very that. Really sorry, but thank you for being patient with me. Okay, so now we can just decipher it based on the letters, right? MDB, mild dark blue, is my assumption. Okay, we need mild liners first, and then we need string and space. We'll go this way. They don't necessarily need to be in order or anything. It's just, what I like to do. But, so this is just mild blue, I assume, because it's MBL. MBL would make mild blue. Mild bleu. Okay. And we'll write that out. She gets there. She's got it. Mild liner, mild liner, mild liner. And then string and space, string and space, string and space. Now as I've done that, okay, you were a string and space, and you were a contended blue purple. So you are mild blue. All is well, team. All is well. Is the gray? Did I put the gray with the blues before? I don't remember. I'm just going to put these to the side. Not all of you. I haven't swatched you yet. It's like watching someone to learn a bike. Yeah. Just pedal. Just put your feet on the pedals and spin. Why are you making this so challenging? You are MSB, mild smoke blue. Mild smoke blue? I would have called it mild smoky blue, but I don't know. This reference says smoke blue, so I'm going to write smoke blue. Even though that sounds a little bit odd, but it's fine. I did not name these pens. I don't like it when the name doesn't make sense. Yeah. Yeah, very much that. If I can't find the name, I'll just name you myself. Your name is Cynthia. MDB, mild dark blue. Yeah. Mild dark blue. See, I don't actually have all of the mild liners, I don't think. So I think this is actually just going to incentivize me to not get more of them. I didn't actually swatch the pen. I just wrote down the name. That doesn't work either because I want all of them to be together. So if I got more mild liners, they wouldn't be together anymore. So I can't possibly get more mild liners, right? I think they're right. Mild smoke blue is a color. Well, that's good. You're as confused as you are. Yeah. Let's see. You are the string and space. You don't have a name, but we're going to start with this one first. So string and space, light blue. And then string and space, medium blue. That one is punchy, like compared to the other ones. I always love these like pens that say like, I'm a pastel highlighter. I'm like, no, you're not. You're a damn liar. Like, there's nothing pastel about you. Not that I mind. Like, it's fine. Like, you're a very pretty color, but you're not pastel. Okay, so you were the one who we were like, are you purple? Are you blue? Yeah. Nail polish or makeup names that make sense. Yeah, see, I like those ones. I like the names that aren't necessarily color names. But ones that, like, are color names, those ones bother me when they don't really match up. Okay, let's have a look. I'm not even gonna change the blur setting, so this is just gonna be blurry. Is that purple or is that blue? Okay, I'll change the setting. Fine. I know that nobody had to go at me for it, but still. Because I'm, like, leaning towards purple, but it could be blue. What do you guys reckon? Alrighty, we've got one for purple. Because I think that, like, if I compare it to, say, an actual purple, like, this is the purple that it would go next to, kind of thing, which is distinctly more purple. And then, where is one of our blues? So this is the dark blue from before. I know you guys mainly seem to think that it's lavender. Dang you, lavender. Like it could be the computer setting. That's the thing, right? It's really hard to actually give you guys a distinct go of it. This one doesn't have a letter code because this is a string and space highlighter, which is super helpful. And they don't have names. Yeah. If I have a poll time, I have to write it up. You guys seem to be, like, kind of in the realm of purple, though. So we'll put it in the purple sphere because I think that it is probably more purple than these ones. So in that case, it means that that one is purple. We still haven't sorted out our pink purples yet, so we'll do that. We'll do that later. But flipping on over, we can get into the greens. My green swatch is going to fill up so quickly because everything has more greens. I'm pretty sure that's because we can just see green better than other colors. Why did I only put dark for the mild line? Gosh dang it, did I? See, this is what you guys are here for, right? Helping me out with my swatching so that I actually make sure that, like, I'm putting them in the right place. See, blue, I shall die on this hill. Alrighty, you reckon it's blue. Okay, fine. We'll put it in blue as well. Now as it's here, it looks way more purple. But you said you would die on that hill, so there you go. String and space, not really blue, but was made to put it here. Blue violet, yeah. As we said, we can have them in multiple. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Alrighty, so mildliner. Only 3 green mildliners. Slack. Okay, and then what? Seriously, this is from 1 pack of pens. How are there 5? This is the 25 pack of pens, right? And a 5th of them are in the greens. And I know that this looks blue, but it's not blue, right? Yeah, it kind of looks a bit like the 565As. They can kind of be friends. Yeah, we'll call it string and space 565. So, greens, we've got the mild green. I mean, they're all mild, right? They're mildliners. This is a very serious discussion. We don't want to put these things in the wrong place. Oh my poor lord, you have been used up. His tip is so dry. It's so dry. There we go. Shake that down. Hopefully, we can revitalize you. So how many mildliners do we say? 3. ML for mildliner. Mildliner. Then 5 string and space. It's ridiculous. Nobody needs that many greens. Okay, probably some people, but not me, maybe not. Well, for pens that I don't really use, I don't need that many greens. Let's put it that way. Yeah, according to Kirsty from apologies, Kirsty. According to Kirsty from England, this is blue. So that one is our mild green. Yep, mild green it is. Because I was thinking, like, do I write out the color names for the tombos? Because these ones will have been longer. But if I do the tombos, that's just like 100 and something pens that I have to label, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm really about that life. I don't know if I'm about that life. We're gonna put you in. You are the most newest. Use the words properly, please. You are one of the newest greens. I mean, like pens in general from mildliner. So this is the mild olive. Does it have a letter? Yes, it says mol. M-O-L. Mild olive. I do appreciate you guys pointing out, even though it took a while, pointing out that they have those code names on them, because that means that it's going to be a lot easier for me when I go to like use these pens to figure out which one's which. That is so dry on the bottom and on the top. I must have used these ones. See, because what my mildliners actually ended up getting used for, because I didn't really use them in my bullet journal. So what I did end up using them for was schoolwork, like highlighting things on school documents and marking students' work and that kind of stuff instead, because I'm like, you bought these, you really should get some use out of them, but I didn't have any other kind of immediate use for them. So what were you? You were the mild summer green? No, that's mild blue green, MBG. Well, I'm glad I checked, because I would not have called it that. Mild blue green. All right, team. I will say, yes, very much that. Tink and stuff. Because we are 44 minutes in and I have not even given you a drink break reminder. Oh my lord, I apologize. So I'm going to open up my can. Tink. I'm so thirsty. I might die. Okay, I won't, but... Oh, StreamYard's still sharing my window. I should probably turn that off. Well, and if you're wondering what window is she talking about, it was this one here that we were talking about before with all of the colors. So super helpful, but we can put that away now. Ah, beverage. First beverage of the day. You've been sitting on my desk too long, so you're slightly less cold than you could be, but I'm still appreciative of your presence in my life. Mwah. Yum. Alright, so String Space. Here we go! So this was the kind of like limey color that we were kind of like, you look like a yellow, but it was more of a green, so that's fine. And it doesn't have a name, so we'll just leave it as String Space. This one is very juicy, it seems. And again, here we go. Look at that. Gross. Nobody wanted this. It actually looks really toxic, so we're just going to carefully wipe that off on our spare piece of paper because I don't want this to fall on my journal somewhere. It looks quite well dried on. Let's see. Those ones come off all right. The one around the outside is, oh god, it's so dried on that it's like, can you see it? It's like a flaky piece of plastic that's on my journal now. Danger zone, danger zone. Throw that in the bin. We're okay. We're all right. Yeah, my dot markers do that too. My dot markers have little ink spoots all around the outside of them, and I'm like, I swear I don't put on the cap that like weirdly, but I guess I must. So this one is probably one of the milder colors from String and Space. I'll put you to the side. Put you to the side. I need to make sure I put them to the side, otherwise I'll forget which ones I've swatched and end up swatching them multiple times. That's like a very pretty bluish green, or I don't know, greenish blue, but bluish green because it's here. Oh, this one's got the same issue again, where it just got super juicy and has got like ink all around the outside of it. Not very pretty. Go away. That one's less plasticky and more just like thick, half-dried ink, which is, yeah, that's not the business. We'll put that away. Yeah, because like this guy in particular, he's seen some things. And I guess it's just because when I try and put the cap on, I guess I must just like touch the side slightly and then it just smears all around the edge. So they, I mean, they're well loved. You know, they're getting used. So at least there's that. But it is a little bit ick. And this is very much like a dark grey green, even though the cap would suggest otherwise. See, the cap suggests this like really pretty blue color, and like it's not to say that this color is not pretty, but it's just not what I would expect from that color lid. So, you know, there's that, I suppose. It's fine. It's fine. So, moving on to yellow, which we don't actually have very many yellows. Like, what? Compared to maybe the browns, possibly? No, we have a way bigger chunk of browns than we have yellows. Maybe the red? Red's usually... Yeah. Yellow and red seem to be my kind of... Wait, get down. My lacking kind of colors. I've got one more yellow than I have red. But then again, some of these could be contended as being brown, but shh, it's fine. Yeah, see, I keep my dot markers horizontal, so I really do think it's just when I'm taking the caps on and off and just kind of accidentally getting the, whatever this guy is, the nib on the side. But as long as it doesn't get on my fingers, I'm usually pretty fine with it, so it's okay. So here are our yellows. I know that we had two that were like, are these oranges? But I don't think they are, so I think that this, no, get out, you're not a mildliner. This is my favorite mildliner. This is the one I use the most. And these ones are all String and Space. So this is a very aggressive fluoro. No, the most aggressive fluoro was definitely the String and Space fluoro. And then this one I consider to be like a golden yellow. Which is, I think that, like, okay, if I, as an adult, had to pick my favorite color, because it's already part of my, like, you know, personal brand, quote, question mark, I don't know. If I had to pick my favorite color now, just based on what I, like, gravitate towards in terms of pen colors, it would probably be this color, which is a bit random, because I very much, like, if you asked me point blank, I would not consider yellow to be one of my favorite colors. I would very much consider purple to be my favorite color. But I seem to use this a lot. And I think that comes down to like, just because purple is my favorite color doesn't mean I necessarily want to use it in a lot of stuff, I guess. Like, I wouldn't use purple in any of my kind of home furnishings. I would rather use like navy and gray and that kind of stuff. And then when it comes to my journal, I just seem to get really drawn towards that one and 025 from Tombow. That's probably like a good combination. ML, mildliner. But I think it's just interesting like that. Does anybody else have that? Like, you have a favorite color, but you don't necessarily have a lot of things in that favorite color? Whereas you have some people who their favorite color is like everything. Like, everything is their favorite color, which I think is just very cool. It's like those people who live in those like fully pink houses and like everything in their house is pink. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Yellow to the side. Okay, mildliner, aggressive yellow. What's mildliner? Mildliner yellow. I guess you're just called yellow. Not so mild, but mild yellow. And then the other one, I guess, is like a mild gold. MGO, yeah. Mild gold. Beautiful. There we go. So we've got those ones. That's looking cute. String and Space. Oh God, this one is like so punchy. And I'm pretty much never drawn to fluoro colors, so I don't know when that is going to get any less punchy through use because it's not really getting used. That's okay. Because this is just the full swatch, so that if I ever do need to use a fluoro color, he will certainly stand out. Excellent. Marigold is a red orange. Oh yeah. That's pretty. Pretty color name. String and Space from? It's from String and Space, I guess. You can get them from their website. I've been meaning to do a review video, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So it's kind of just like, okay, here's a sad story. I actually filmed the String and Space review video, and then I got a little bit too happy with like deleting old files, and I deleted the voice file. So it only has the sound from my phone camera, which just isn't really the business. So I'm just like, do I really want to edit you and put you out? I'm undecided because I no longer have the journal, so I can't just refilm it because I don't have the notebook. And like, I could get the notebook again, but I don't really want to. And that's not to say it's a bad notebook. It's just like, I've got so many notebooks. I really do not need another A5 notebook. She says as she continues to buy A5 notebooks, but shh. Nobody needs that kind of negativity. But yeah, so I'm not really too sure what to do about that. Yeah, you adore teal colors and you just don't have in your house. Yeah, like 2 teal shirts. See, I have no purple clothing, but purple is my favorite color. And I have like one piece of purple home decor. It's a vase that my mum got me, or rather got us for our engagement. Your entire desk is teal. That sounds pretty. I like that. That sounds very nice. I will say, like, I like my white desk. I sometimes miss my dark brown desk because it was just like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I think I like darker colors, and I guess that maybe that's what I miss. Shrug. Orange. We've got our little collection of oranges here, and then we've got our contested oranges. So, I mean, I could redo the sound as a voiceover, but it's actually really hard because obviously you have sound like hand gestures that go with your sounds and all of that kind of stuff, and then actually getting the kind of like timing and pacing right so that it matches what you're actually doing. I don't want it to look weird, if that makes sense. Okay. 1, 2, which is practically the same color, but maybe slightly more red. And 3. Okay, so this one is like, I guess kind of orange. Like, and that one's kind of pink, but also kind of red. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So this is red versus orange. This is red versus orange. And this is red versus pink. And I know that it's going to be really hard to see, like, what the actual, like, true colors are, I suppose. And there's green grossness on my finger from that pen from before. Get out. Don't want you on my journal. What do you guys reckon? So we'll start with number one, because why not? Because it's much more of like an orange red than it is a red. If we swatch out an actual orange with it, maybe. Because I think that we decided this one was actually orange, right? Yeah, so that's like an actual orange. And I don't think we actually picked out any reds. Did we say that you were a red? No, I think we said you were a pink. I don't know, we'll put you over here. That can be our version of red. Are you a red or a pink? Whoa, you're juicy, but you're also like, you're more pink than you are red. And then this was the orange we were testing. Possibly. Okay. So, is number one an orange or is number one a red? Because this red I feel is like a lot more of a blue tone red than like a pink. Blue tone red than an orange. Blue tone red rather than an orange tone red. Come on, Jess, use your words. So we've got orange, pink seems to be like the kind of... You guys reckon there are no reds. You reckon that none of them are red. Orange, red, pink. Orange, pink. Orange, pink. Orange. Yeah, see, I feel like... But maybe it's just because this orange is particularly... Like, okay, here, we're doing another test here. So, if this is number one, nope, that was number three. Come on, you. I thought I put you in order, but maybe I'm cray. Just a little. Okay, so we'll do this one. And then if we swatch this next to an orange that's a lot more orangey, and then we swatch this next to a red that... Because this one is actually called mild red. Now, what do we reckon? Do we reckon that's an orange, or do we reckon that's a red, or do we reckon that's a both? Because that's number one, I reckon. And some of you guys have already said that you reckon that it's orange. And you reckon that the order is orange, pink. And people who are here on the replay are probably just, like, yelling at their screen, and I apologize. Like, I appreciate that you came to watch it, though. I do appreciate it. And I hope that you're having a cool, chill time with us. Alrighty, we still reckon it's orange. Oh, see the red on the, yeah, see the red looks pink here as well, eh? And I think that's probably why I put it in the pink spectrum rather than the red spectrum. Scarlet. Gah. Gosh dang it. I think this is also the issue where it comes with like mild liners, like mild highlighters, is that because they're also mild, none of them are punchy enough to be red. Okay, so you, my friend, are the mild cream ML mild liner. Mild cream. And you, my dear, are the mild orange. Wait, mild orange? Yes, mild orange. Okay, not so mild. I am stressed. I know, right? That's the thing. I think that it's all those transition colors. They just get me, eh? Mild orange. Which also means fluoro orange, it seems, but that is fine. Mild orange. There we go. Put you guys back onto focus. I have to keep changing my focus in and out so that you guys don't get, I don't know, like, what's the thing where it doesn't, the autofocus is all like cray. Okay, so this is another very punchy orange. Maybe even more punchy. I say more. I say maybe. It is. So this is the string and space, and we have... Wait, I can't put them in. They were mild liners, and I've already done a string and space one, so they're red now. String and space. String and space 3 times. That's just my perfectionism talking. Like, you can't possibly put the pens out of order. You must swatch them all at once, and then you can get to know more of the pens. Because that one I would still say, like, is an orange. See, That's the thing. Okay, is the term scarlet actually to describe an orange red? Because that makes me just like angry for no reason. I swear. Because I feel like a scarlet should be like the reddest red for some reason. To me, a scarlet in my mind before looking at the color is like a deep red, not necessarily like super dark, but like a deep, slightly darkened red. This Coke is remarkably flat. And it's making me worry. I feel like I might need to get another one because I feel like that one isn't right. Like, there's like a certain kind of, I don't know, fizziness that you expect from a newly opened beverage. Yeah. So like, yeah, like a bright red lipstick or anything like that. So yeah, this is the thing. A scarlet is a red with hints of orange, according to Cop Ivy and or the internet. Yeah. So like, I don't think of scarlet as being an orange red. Yeah. It's like dictionary says it's a brilliant red. Okay, see. I feel like last time I looked up scarlet, it looked a lot more orange than my mind hole actually thought it should be. My mind hole. Where is my paper? Here is my paper. Okay. You're a mildliner. We've decided you are going in the red for literally no reason. Only because I missed these ones. You are more pink than anything else, even though your cap is aggressively orange red. And you're gonna go enjoy my reds because I have no reds for mildliners otherwise, and that'll just make me sad. What are you called? You are called mild vermilion. But there is also a mild red color, isn't there? Are you mild red? Yeah, you're mild red. Where's the paper? Because now I feel like I should put this in the reds just because it's called mild red. I'm going to put you in the red because you're called mild red. That's what we're going to do. And again, like, as far as where the placement of these pens go, I know at the end of the day, like, it's not going to break the world if I put them in the wrong place. And it really kind of just comes down to, can I find the colors I need, you know? So for this one, considering I hardly ever use my mildliners, I don't think it matters too much. As long as I don't end up with like a purple in the yellow section, I think we'll be okay. So the mildliners are called mild red and mild vermilion. I'm sad. Bogle just went into his office and I really wanted to ask him to get me a drink. Vermilion. Glad I checked the spelling because I would have spelled that wrong. So, you are the mild vermilion. I think that seeing you here with your friends, I can understand why the people thought you were orange. But I think that, you know, this is your home now. And just because you're a little different, and only a little bit, because if you were too different, I would put a piece of paper over you and start again. There we go. You guys look like you could be belonging here. Like, this one is like, what, T803? Looks a lot more kind of pink orange than it does. Yeah, just vermilion is just a color for markers that appears out of nowhere. Maybe, yeah. I'm not very savvy when it comes to color names. Like, ones that I know are like chartreuse. Chartreuse is a color name that I know. And that's probably just because it's fun to say. But I always assumed that lime was a lot more green than it was yellow, but lime is actually a super yellow green. We got the Pepsi Max. Oh, we've got the LMP, of course, excellent choice. String and space. Do they sell LMP in other places? Like, I don't know if they sell LMP outside of New Zealand. They might sell it in Australia, maybe. Alrighty, we're flipping back because we've got to get on to the purples and the pinks. So some of these pinks are very, very obviously pink. This one we decided was pink because it was just like the cap was a lie, which is also just not very fun is when the caps don't actually match what the colors are, but that's okay, it's fine. And then, okay, so we've got 4 string and space pinks, 2 mild liner pinks, and then some contested mild liner colors. So we decided that those ones were purples. So it's just these 2. The question is, are they purple or are they pink? So, bringing back our paper and flipping over to a less used side, question mark. This paper has seen better days, but I think it'll be okay. So this one is the string and space one. I think these ones were like pretty much the same color. There we go. String and space at the top, and the mild liner like being pretty much the exact same color at the bottom. And then this is the kind of purplish one. That is very purple. And you were, yeah, plenty purple but more blue, so. That's the purple. And then where's the most comparable pink? I guess you're the comparable pink. Okay, what do we reckon, team? Let's see if we can get y'all to focus. Do we think that that is a purple or a pink or a both? And we're looking at the color in the middle here, and I consider them to be effectively the same color, so we're just going to put them in the same place. So do we think that that's a purple or a pink kind of color? Gosh, I think I'm possibly leaning towards pink. We've got a lot of pinks. People really keen on the pinks. I think that it is a little bit more red tone, eh? So it does kind of look a little more pink. Let's see. If we flip back to the pink page, that's blue. Let's go the right way. I know you can't see it, but I think that we've put colors like this in here before, so I think it would make sense to keep it in the pinks. Yeah? Because that's obviously purple, and that's obviously pink, but I reckon that it possibly fits into the pinks better than it does the purples. Because if we go and have a look at our other purples, let's see, we'll do a little fold. Like, maybe that, like, they're comparable, but I feel like it's going to be closer to this kind of color, which we put into the pink spectrum anyways. And you're definitely pink. Prinkle. Yep. I shall call you Prinkle. When we name the string and space one, we're going to call it Prinkle. All right? There we go. Okay. I'm going to have to swatch that out and call it Prinkle so that it can go in both. But before we do that, you guys are going to have to remind me to call it Prinkle. We're going to do the purples first because we can. And we've decided that possibly they could go in both, but really it's more of a pink. So we're going to put it in the pinks and we're going to call it Prinkle. Done. So you're a mild liner. Just if you're wondering, you're a mild liner. And we can put you down in our purple swatch. Purple. 3 guesses as to what the color name is. MS, ML, ML, ML is mild liner. Mild, violet. Draw my fangle. Don't want to draw my fangle. And then you guys are the string and space ones. So we have string and space. We called you string and space violet. And string and space looks like it could have been blue, but wasn't quite blue and is much more of a kind of purplish tinge of blue. Purple, because that kind of looks like Tombow 565. String and space, string and space. There we go. Hook is green. That's a great name. Some color names, I'm like, oh my gosh, why? Like, why did you call it this? Hook is green. Hook is green. So, how many mild liners do we have? We have 3 mild liners. And we have that is so frustrating. We have 5 of the string and space ones and 3 of the mild liners. And I've got 4 spaces here. Why? What color do you call yourself, anywho? You call yourself mild magenta. It's mild. It's MMZ. I don't know where the Z came from, so I'm gonna go with mild magenta. Maybe it's because mild MM was like mild marigold or something. MMG for mild marigold, maybe. And then you are just mild pink. Duh. And then you are mild rose, something like that. This one's on a different page, so I have to go find it. Mild dusty pink. That makes sense because it's MDP. MDP. All right. Mild dusty pink. Something or other. Find the colors that match across brands. Yes, we will do that in a different swatch, I think. Is string and space a commonly accepted term, or is it Jashi speak? String and space. That's what it's called. String and space. That's the pen's brand name. I don't know if you guys can see it. String and space. Like in apostrophe. I'm just slurring my words. It's my morning talk. I will try and enunciate my words better. I apologize. I'm frustrated by this. 4 dang spaces, but it's fine. It's whatever. It's only my, life that you're ruining here. Swatch book. No, maybe. All right. This is a very pretty dusty rose. I like that color. And then ML magenta is purple. It's too late now. It's too late to apologize. I think that now as it's here, I can kind of see where they came from with the whole purple vibe. Maybe we'll put the string and space one in the purples. So we've got one in each. I think that now as we've put it here, that actually fits like way better. But string and space. But maybe I'll be looking for one of those transition colors, so having it in both isn't the worst. Yourself as a total newbie, it's fine. I think that the thing is, like, String and Space is not a well-known brand, I feel. And people can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel. They have their own website, and then they sell their notebooks through Amazon as well, but I don't think that a lot of people know of them, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's been a while since you've been tempted by an A&O sub box, but that one's called Cozy Cafe. I think the Cozy Cafe one is the one that came out in December, yeah. It's got like the cup and the scissors and other stuff. Like, I can't remember what else was in it because I did not get it myself. You are mild pink, my dear, even though you're actually fluoro pink, but it's fine. You're allowed to, identify as you will, you lying fluoro pen. ML Dusty Pink. Pink. And this one was mild magenta or mild fuchsia. Mild magenta. Magenta. And yes, I know it's not called magenta, but I like to say it that way. It was a nice box. Well, that's good. I think that the aesthetic was very cute. I, as I said, didn't get it myself, so I'm not sure about, like, not to say like the quality of the items, but more whether they would be things that I would actually use. I also can't really remember what was in it, but that's fine. All right, yay for swatching. That pink is aggressive, very punchy. Oh, is that out? No, the other one was our String and Space Prink. What did we decide it was going to be called? Prinkle? You want to call it Pringle, but that's not quite right. String and Space, 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 String and Space. Da, 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 da. I think what we need to start doing is actually compare the color to the swatches that I've got already rather than just to individual pens, because it was a lot easier to tell that that was more of a purple when it was here with these guys rather than with one color. Yeah. Yeah, the December box is available until the 24th. It's pretty good, eh? I like that, they've given us a set deadline on how long you can get it for, which is good. I always appreciate that kind of information. I mean, it is honestly too expensive to ship to New Zealand for my personal like of the box. Like, I like the items. I think that they all look very pretty, but I don't think I could justify the shipping cost to New Zealand, because I don't think I can even get it shipped directly to New Zealand. I'd have to get it to like a third-party shipping company thing and then, go from there. Alrighty, team, we are taking an approximately 1.5 minute break because this Coke is flat and it's not the business. That's not how I want to start my Monday, because it's Monday for me. So, have a drink. Tink. I'll be right back. Whoosh. Might as well take my bowl down to the sink too. That's just being a tidy Kiwi. Alrighty. Let's see. So, alrighty, that sounded way better. So hopefully it actually has some fizz in it. Because yeah, it was just like sad and not fizzy and just not satisfying. Okay, that one's way better. There's only been a couple of times where I've opened a Coke and it's just been like not right. So it's not a common occurrence. I only feel lightly betrayed. It's okay. So we were calling, which one? This one. This one is Prinkle. P-I-N-K. There we go. String and space Prinkle. I am going to have to think of some other names for the other colors, but I'm not going to do that right now because we want to swatch. My pens are everywhere. I feel like I really should put them back into their containers, but that's a later me problem. I will say that now as I have actual storage places in my office for things, my office is kept way tidier. So what should we swatch next? I feel like we're going to need a poll. It's poll time, team. We love a good poll. All right. If I can find where the poll button is. Come on, me. Okay, so which pens do I even have left? Okay. Next to swatch. Should we do the Papermate flares? Or should we do the Karen markers? Or should we do the Inkjoys? Those are the questions that we must answer right this second so that I actually know what I need to swatch. All right. You have approximately some seconds to vote. So speak now or forever hold your peace kind of a deal. So I also keep my Inkjoys in these little drawers. And I also keep them kind of like pinks and browns and yellows and reds in the same place. which is actually a really good indicator of how I want to put them like back, I suppose. Ooh, which ones do you have the most of? Yeah, that's fair. The flare ones I have about some, because I don't think I've actually set up a flare swatch page. Like Karen markers, I have this many. And then in terms of the ink joys, it's more like 12 or something. And the paper mates, I think, are like either somewhere around this amount or like slightly less, possibly. I can't quite remember. But I will say the Karen markers are absolutely freaking gorgeous, and I really should use them more. They're very like saturated in terms of their colors, which is quite nice. We can go back and find them. See, look at how beautiful they are. Oh. That Coke is so satisfying. Like, they're like so good. Yeah, so I really should use these more. They're actually just really, really super beautiful. We do have some blank ones, or like I think they're blender pens, and then these two actually don't exist because this column is shorter than those ones. But they also have numbers, which is really nice. Love numbers. And then Karen markers would be like KM, and then paper mate flares would be like PMF, paper mate flare, or just PF. No, because I think I like the M for paper mate, so paper mate flare, paper mate flare, paper mate ink joy. PIJ? I don't know. Alrighty, team. It seems like you guys are keen on the Karen markers, so we're going to end the poll there. Boom. Thank you for your cooperations in these endeavors. We're going to pull those out and have a look at the gorgeous colors. Go all the way over here because they're in the cupboard. Oh, sorry. Domo-kun. He fell down. So I've just been keeping the markers in their box because they are very inky and you have to keep them upright. And it's just easier for me to keep them in their box. So we will shove you to the side, my dear. Just I and F. But I like that. I think it's mainly because, like, for the Crayola Super Tips, I gave them C for Crayola. So I kind of want to put the brand name in there. So, like, mildliners, I guess I could have done zebra mildliners and probably should have had a Z. I'm not sure. We will get to that when we get to that. But here we have the Karen markers in all their beauty. We're like a good range gray, which I quite like. I'm probably, rather than swatching these out onto another piece of paper, I'm probably more likely to just use the swatch that I already have in my book and use that to kind of swatch them out. But you can see that like each of the pens has a name and a number at the top, very nice and clearly written. It has a really, like, I don't even know if you can really see it. There's like a lot of ink there. I don't want to don't want to move it too much because then the tip gets very, very saturated. But these are beautiful. I wanted them for a really long time. Vogel got them for my like birthday or something like that, or Christmas, from some retailer in New Zealand. But we'll set this to the side and we will just work through probably from like this corner down and then do the neons last. So this stuff first, then the neons. Ooh, so beautiful. How did you make the boxes? Stencil or a ruler? Both freehand and a ruler. So I did the ladder, like the rungs of the ladder, just freehand because they're only half a centimeter across. So it's just like take 2 dots and join them. So I did that first. And then I ruled up the sides so that then I had nice straight edges. Because I do enjoy straight edges. This guy doesn't come all the way over. That's going to frustrate me. Just notice that. There we go. So that's one of the things, like, when you join the 2 dots, the reason I do the rungs first is because if I did the sides first, I wouldn't be able to see the dot grid anymore, and I wouldn't have that there as a reference to actually get the rungs of the ladder relatively straight. So, yeah. Grayscale first, I guess. We are going to mark the Karen marker page so I can turn back to it nice and easy. So everything on the top row is gray. Like, that's there's no contention about that, I don't think. It's gray, so we can put them all in the gray section. Yet again, I have not left myself a good amount of space, but that was not so much by choice, it was just by coincidence. But it's fine. We will make our piece for it, with it, on it. Let's see. We're going to put you back on the thingamabob. I'm getting used to using my new camera. I hope that you guys like it. I like it a lot. But the thing with the pen here is that it is very inky, so we don't want to go over things multiple times, which means we need to be quick but careful. And yeah, I don't know. They're just very inky pens, but they are truly, truly gorgeous. Very pretty saturation. Done. Okay. Whew. That was hard. I might swatch, because I'm swatching them in order, I'm going to swatch them all out first, and then I'm going to come and write their numbers in after the fact. So I think that'll just be a little bit easier. Okay. I'm glad that you guys can actually make it in time for a live. Unless, of course, you're here watching on the replay and you're like, oh, I wasn't here for the live. It's okay. You're still appreciated, and you're still part of the team. But live streaming, as said previously, is something that I'm trying to get more into, and I'm finding that, like, for me, it's Monday right now, and the time that we've been having, like, this time of the day, I think has been working fairly well. I would like to do some live streams that are a little bit later in the day for me, so maybe starting more like, what time is it now? It's like 9 to 10 to 11 to 12 to 1 to 2. So like 5 hours later, because then I think it hits a different audience in terms of like who can actually make it along. Yeah, because it's kind of that balancing act of wanting to have a time where the majority of people can make it, but also recognizing that we're an international team, yeah? And so we want to make sure that people who can't make the typical, for me, 9 a.m. on a Monday time could possibly make some of the other streams because they're just done a little bit later in the day. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I changed the time of my video releases on the weekend. They used to release at like 1 a.m. Sunday, my time, and now they release at 4 a.m. Saturday, my time. Just because I wanted to have a little bit of separation between my live stream and my video release. Otherwise, it's like one day you get the video, the very next day you get the live stream, which I guess there is nothing inherently wrong with. It's just I like to have things a little bit more spaced out. So yeah, just playing around with some timings, making it so that we can actually do things. Yes, and I recognize that obviously if I put the live stream 5 hours later than it is today, that some of the fine folks here won't be able to make it. Is that like, sharing the love kind of thing? Like making sure that other people in our beautiful international community can make it along too. I'm trying to be very mindful. Alrighty, all of those grays are in, and now we can write out what their numbers are. And I'm just going to write KM for Karen Marker for all of them first. KM, KM, KM. Do 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 do. All right, 160, 159, 158. 160, 159, 158. And as I write these numbers in, I am trying to remain neat because one of my tombos from my tombo swatch, I wrote the number in so poorly that I constantly quote it wrong. And then people are like, that pen doesn't exist. Did you mean something completely different? I'm like, I did mean something completely different. Thank you for calling me out on that one. I probably should just actually fix it up on there, like stick a little piece of paper over it so that then I don't make that mistake. But that is a future me problem. A future me problem that I'm not going to write down because I'm trying to write these numbers down and I just stuffed one up because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. 1, 3, 2. Hopefully it being in order will remind me. 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3. Everything's a little spaced out. Yeah, see the Energel Cleaner. I would like to try that pen. Anytime is good for you to catch up, especially with your mom. Cheeky mom. I do need to call my mother. She's calling me out on the stream. I'm sorry, Mom. Love you. Also, cheers. Tink. All right, so we've got the grays in. They're looking cute. Up next on our swatches, the yellows, probably up to about 172, so like the first 5. You're very green. I say very. You're lightly green. Should you be green? I know we said we weren't going to swatch them out, but like you're literally called sulfur yellow, so I feel like possibly you should be in the yellow. Try it next time I come to Boudreaux Wednesday. Yeah, see, my dad called me when I was at Boudreaux Wednesday last week at Monica's house. So Monica got to meet Dad from a distance, like via the phone. And then next time I can call my mom and she can meet Mom too. And I love dark black pens. I like it when you've got a really good quality of black pen. It just like speaks to my soul. I think that we are going to put sulfur yellow in the yellows, even though it is like a slightly green tinge, because I don't think it's green enough to really be called a lime. Probably why they didn't call it a lime. So, you know, there's that, I suppose. You know, we could just go with the whole like trust the brand to name their pens right and just hope, which always ends up really, really good, eh? Oh god, see, now as I put it down here, it does look a lot more green, but it's fine, we're just ignoring it. It's okay, guys, it's okay. Yeah, people do rave about the Energel, so I would like to try that someday. Really, I'd just like to find another Inkjoy, because I can't find any Inkjoys. I don't know if it's like, have they discontinued them and just not told me? That's what I genuinely worry about, because I just have not been able to find them anywhere. This pen is going to drip ink on my page. Oh my gosh. You know, before when we talked about the inky pen, like, I know you can't see it. I apologize. Let's see. Yeah, trust the brand. Tell that to Crayola. I know, right? That would just be bad. It's like got all the ink around the outside. I'm just like, yeah, we're just gonna... See, when you do it like that, it looks really super orange. But if you put it on the paper as it is, it's actually just yellow. But that's just really aggressive. We don't want that. I would like could see it pooling, and I'm like, that is gonna drip on my page, and I am gonna riot. So like, let's not. If you want to look in Palmy for Inkjoys, I am not gonna stop you, because I'm just like super sad that I haven't been able to find one, if I'm completely honest. Because it's my favorite pen. I can't find it anywhere, and I don't know where it's gone. And I think it's like you can find the Inkjoys that are like, I don't know, to put it nicely, the crappy ones. The ones that are like, you know, for teachers marking work and stuff like that, or like the kind of general ones that you do for like ballpoint pen writing. But that's not what I want. I want my beautiful Inkjoy gel pen. I can't find it. Make me sad on the inside. There we go, that's beautiful. Don't go over it too many times, because this is the Karen marker. They're aggressive. We okay? We're okay. Whew. See, this guy. This is the one I like. This is my friend, not the brown one. I mean, he's fine, but the black one. This is my go-to writing pen, because while I have been enjoying the Pilot Juice, it takes a lot longer to dry, I feel. And that might just be in my head, but it's this guy. This my child, my son, most beautiful pen that ever penned. I know that people get very passionate about their their black pens. So like, I'm not like, you know, I wouldn't call it like a ride and die kind of thing. Ride or die? Ride and die? Ride or die, right? You wouldn't ride and die. That sounds terrible. Ride or die. Like, I can use other pens, but it's my go-to. It's my fave. Karen marker, Karen marker, Karen marker, Karen marker. Damn you, sulfur yellow. 269. And then 166. And then 283. And we say the numbers out loud so that we don't stuff them up. 216. And 172. Beautiful. Yeah. In stock in Palmy. Yeah, see, because I went to the warehouse, like, in Porirua, and they didn't have any. And I went to the warehouse in Lyle Bay, and they didn't have any. And I went to Paper Plus, and they didn't have any. So I'm just like, why? Why do you do this to me? I want my pen. And I thought I had a really good stock, and I used them all up. Poof, all gone. Well, technically, you can write and die. Go hard and go home. You vary that. I can't remember if I tried Whitcoll's. I hit up like a bunch of places on the same day. But it's like, it's the kind of pen, like, I can get this where I am, so I don't really want to have to buy it online. It should be in a store near me, in a store near you, kind of a thing. Yeah, but we don't. Amazon is expensive, and Officeworks isn't in New Zealand. I really appreciate that you guys are giving me all these very valid suggestions, but I'm just trying to be frustrated right now. Just let me be frustrated. Tink. It's like when you're having a struggle bus moment and then somebody's like, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And it's like, and you know that they're trying to be helpful, but you're like, I just want to feel my feelings. Just let me be a little ball of aggression and sadness. Grr. Okay, so that aside though, we're into orange, and for orange we probably only have like 2 because I would kind of consider those to be pinks, I think. Let's go see. Oh, I'm glad that I'm keeping you company and very exciting that you're setting up your first journal. Yeah. Mom, buy me pens. Mom. I'm just like lightly bully my mom into buying me pens and bringing them over when she comes over next. But like, bully with love, right? Alrighty, my rage is valid. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm allowed to feel my feelings. So 20 is like that kind of, I wouldn't even go as far to say peach. It's like pale coral. Maybe that would be a pink kind of color. I kind of think that that's more of a pink than it is an orange. These 2 are definitely orange though, so we'll put those in the orange section. That's nice and easy. So that was, funnily enough, the one called pale orange is an orange. You're 41, you still ask your mum to do that kind of stuff for you. Well, that's good. Yeah. I every time that mum comes over, you know, anytime she says like, hey, what do you want me to bring? I'm just like, could you please buy me twisties? The twisties in New Zealand suck. But Australian twisties are excellent. They're my fave. So anytime I go over as well, I buy like 4 bags of them just to bring home. I also buy 4 bags to eat while I'm there, but like, shh. Okay, so this one's actually called Soft Peach, so I'm going to call it a pink. But we'll put that in the pink section. So we have 3, oh no, we have KM. Got to start it with that because otherwise sadness. KM 357, and you are 195. There we go. Yeah, twisties. Twisties are delicious. Okay, this is important. This is... I need to show you what the twisties are. So when you get twisties, they are beautiful and amazing, and they effectively, this is the one that I like, okay, the party bag of twisties, because you can't have a small bag of twisties, otherwise what are you doing with your life? And if you're my brother, you can get the chicken flavor, but like, no, it's classic cheese or get the heck out kind of a thing. So this is the bag that twisties come in. Life's pretty straight without twisties. Love it. And they like this kind of crunchy artificial cheese flavor. It's like a cheese. It's like the texture of a cheesel, I guess, but a little bit more dense. And they're just like these random ass shapes. And it seems that you can get a whole bunch of different flavors, but no, classic cheese or nothing, because they're the best. Oh, classic cheese. But there's also New Zealand twisties, which are not the business, which are these like little sad bean things. I don't know if it's gonna load, but like, just say it's a straight world without twisties. No, you're a lie. This is disgusting. But see, it's not a Cheeto. It's not a Cheeto, right? Because like, I've tried Cheetos before and they're different. Like they're fairly similar, but they're different. But yeah, so twisties are from Australia, like the Australian twisties. Love those. Don't so much like the twisties from New Zealand. So there we go. That's your twisty education. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, you'd think that considering we live so close to each other, they could be the same, right? Like, it could happen. Or that we live so close to each other that, like, they could just give me the ones I want, or whatever. But no, it's not the case. Eternal sadness. Anywho, that's fine. I think Twisties are, you love Hawkins cheesies. Ooh. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think that the Cheetos feel airier and like they're too light almost. Like a Twisty is like denser. It's just so good. Anyways, Twistication. Yeah, that's right. Hello, welcome team. Class, welcome to your first session of Twistication with your teacher, Miss JashiiCorrin. It's a pleasure having you here. So, orange is done. We've decided that that one is finished. I say we. I, Jess, have decided it's finished. And then we're going to move on to the pink colors or the reds. 181. Are you a pink or a red? I feel like you look more like a dark red, my dear. Alrighty, we're going to do reds and then we're going to do pinks. So the first 4 are reds. See, okay. You're called red orange. You're the worst. Can't you just be one or the other? It's like you're allowed to be multiple things, but not when it comes to swatching by color. You're making me angry. Okay, no, I think you belong here with the reds. You're fine. I mean, now they've said that, you are a lot more orange, aren't you? Fine, I'll put you over here as well. Because like we said, they can go in multiple places. And I know I keep repeating that, but it's mainly for my benefit rather than yours. I need to keep telling myself that it's okay to put them in the other places. So this is KM051. KM051. Cute. And then the next one is called Fire Red, so I'm hoping that it's actually red. And there we go. That looks red. See, I find that a good red pen is sometimes hard to find. Like, I feel like this is one of the truer reds. So, good job. And I know that we were doing all the swatches first and then writing the names in, but it seems that I have changed my mind on that. No, we're going to go back to actually doing it proper. Doing it proper. Doing it the way we're supposed to. Color it in and then write all the names in at the end. We're task batching. It makes us go faster. Because then you don't have to, like, pick up a pen, write out the swatch, put the pen down, pick up the other pen, write out the name, da-da-da-da. Lipstick red. That is a very aggressive lipstick for somebody of strong character. Not me. I don't wear lipstick. If I do, it's usually like the closest possible color match to my actual mouth. So it's kind of like, what was the point? 209 and 181. Cute. Alrighty. So the second color in the name is the primary color. It closely matches with, and the first is the color. First name is the color. The second one is added in varying amounts. So it'd be like a blue-green, which is like a green with a little bit of blue. So a orange red is like a red with a tinge of orange. I mean, it kind of looks like it fits here, but then I also feel like it doesn't seem out of place here either. So I think it's done a pretty good job. It doesn't seem to have the perfect red fine liner. I like true red, like true red. Like, I like my black pens to be true black, and I like my red pens to be real red. So after our reds, we're into the pink realm, and I'm going to say that all of these are pink, and those 2 are pink as well. Shrug. You kind of are starting to give me light orange vibes. What do you reckon you are? You reckon you're a peach, so why do you frustrate me so? Okay, let's have a look. I know that it behaves differently on this paper. Because now as I've done that, I feel like it could be in the orangish kind of section. Get out of here. Get out with your sad green pen swatch. I've done a terrible job folding this paper. Because I'm like, that kind of looks like that pale orange there. Possibly more than it looks pink. Okay, fine. You're an orange now. I have decided. Even though you called yourself peach. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of, that looks like it fits, I think. So that's 200. KM 200. And then the other one, we'll chuck it down. It's one of those things that, like, if I put something in the wrong place, like if I swatch the color first and put it in the wrong place, it's really not that hard to fix. If I start writing out the name, it's still, like, technically easy to fix, but a little bit less easy, if that kind of makes sense. 201. KM 201. Yeah, because I can just cut a little piece of paper because I have so many offcuts of my notebooks. I can just cut a little piece of paper and stick it over the top. Typically, what I would do is I would roll up a little box that was the same size and cut like on the black line so that you still have a little bit of the black border around the outside of the little piece of paper. So then when you stick it on, the edge of the paper blends really, really well with the black outline. So then you could virtually not even see the fact that it's got that really, really thin outline, which is great. So we've got the oranges done. That's looking very, very cute. And now we're on to the pinks. Yes, we're actually starting the pinks. And pinks are from the 220 to the 358. 358? You're more of a pink than you are a purple. I'm telling you that now. Our pink swatch is going to look pretty good for this one. Lots of pink. Okay, where is 220? Hello, Dawn. Pleasure to have you here with us. We are doing some swatching. And people are also doing other things. Actually, good question. Update time. What are you doing now? Are you still doing what you started with? Or have you moved on to another task? Or have you only joined partway through and then, you're just kind of using this to be like company? I can keep you company. I don't mind doing that. 100. So this is magenta red, but I'm going to call it pink. Pink. Ooh, it's pretty though. It is pretty. You can see why they would call that a red. We could put it in both. Ooh. Slay the Spire. Interesting. Tink. Filling out your bujo for the books you've read. Nice. Setting up next week's planner. Excellent. I have been neglecting my planner. Ooh, moved on to writing a blog post. Nice. I tried blogging, but I don't like writing, so it didn't go very well for me. Knitting. Nice. I think that it's cool to have the kind of hobby, like in general, the kind of hobbies that you can do while you do other things, I guess, is kind of like something to kind of keep my hands busy is effectively what I kind of like my hobbies to be. So a lot of the time when I am journaling by myself, I'll usually have like something to watch in the background or something like that. Oop, having breakfast. Nice. Hopefully you are enjoying it. I love breakfast. Breakfast foods are my favorite. Tomorrow is Shrove Tuesday, so I am planning on having pancakes for breakfast tomorrow, and I'm very excited about it. Crochet flower challenge. That's cool. Avoiding reading a philosophy paper. Whoops. That paper's not going to read itself. I mean, is it like a reading for study, or is it just like reading because YOLO? I want to know a thing, which is also a valid reason. Ooh, Weet-Bix kid. Yum. Love Weet-Bix. Vogel has Weet-Bix pretty much every morning. He's definitely a Weet-Bix kid. So this one's called Red Lilac, but I thought it was much more of a pink kind of color. So I'm going to put it down and then maybe regret it. Okay. No, it looks all right. We're all right. We're okay. Ooh, delving into your bujo and planning out your long-term bujo. Love it. Panic time. No panic. Why are we panicking? Am I panicking? I don't want to panic. Third year of your degree. Wow. I'm not envious. Like, wait. Meg, oh, what? Oh no, you've lost your bujo. That's what we're panicking about. See, I'm very bad at actually reading all of the comments, aren't I? I hope that you find it. That's frustrating as heck. Like, there have not been many times where that has happened to me. Usually my losing of my journal was me leaving it at school and not realizing that I'd left it at school. So I do hope that it shows up for you soon, because that is frustrating. It's always like when I most need my journal that I either don't use it because I'm busy and, have decided to neglect it because I couldn't possibly spend the time writing things down because I had to be getting things done, which is a dumb idea. That's a personal problem, but still. Or I want to write something down so that I remember it, but my bujo is like just not accessible, which is just frustrating as well. 168 and 170 and 075 and 375 and 359 358. Dun, 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 dun. Excellent. You think it's your girlfriend's house? Well, fingers crossed. Hopefully you find it there. Also Tink, because I'm thirsty. Excellent. Okay, so this is looking cute. Love that for us. We are now on to the purples, and the purples are going to be 4 colors of purple, because that is definitely a blue. 2, 2, 6. Oh, purple, so beautiful. Give me the Karen marker. No. I'm sorry about your Nan. That's really tough. I hope that we can keep you company and keep your mind off it if necessary, but that is just really tough. There we go. We got plum color. You're on your 3rd Coke Zero. You're fine. You're fine. You don't have a problem. I am on to my 2nd one, but only because the first one was not good, because I think that it must have had like an opening of some description, because it was flat. And I'm just like, I don't want a flat Coke Zero. Not my first Coke of the week. That's just depressing. It's like when do you guys ever get it where you like have a craving for something like really hardcore, and then you have it and it's like completely satisfies the craving and it was just like the best thing ever? So that's one scenario. Or other scenario, you have a craving for something and you're like, okay, finally get to having the thing, and then it was just like the most mediocre version of the thing that it could have been, and then it's just wildly unsatisfying. Like, I have had both of those cases. Oftentimes when I'm craving something, it's something like, doesn't even need to be like strange, but it just might be kind of strange for the time or the moment. Like waking up and just being like, I need an orange juice kind of thing. Like mad hardcore need an orange juice. But then I have the orange juice and it's usually the most wondrous thing the world has ever seen. But then it's like other times I'm like, oh, I'm really craving a chicken risotto. And then you have the chicken risotto. You're like, this was the most mediocre chicken risotto that I've ever had. Sad. And then the craving isn't really satisfied, but you've already had the thing, so you don't really think like you can have another one. It's like, oh, I'll just try another chicken risotto and hopefully it'll be better. But no, you've ruined it. You ruined it with your mediocre chicken risotto. 6, 8, 8. There we go. Aw, good job, team. Sending Kirsty all of our love, hearts and stuff. Well, that's tough. Okay, I think that we get to green at 654. So we will start at 169 and work our way down. I like that most of these seem to be in a good color order, so I don't have to do too much jumping around, which is kind of nice. There we go. So we've got 169. There we go. You can't have caffeine anymore. No. I would like to. I don't know if they sell it. I assume that there is. I know that. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Use your words and make the story make sense. I know that there is a caffeine-free Diet Coke, or at least there was. I don't know if it still is. But I haven't seen a caffeine-free Coke Zero before, and I would like to try one. And this is another pen that is trying to do murder. And we're just gonna. Ooh, that dark. That's dark. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Where do we put teal? See, yeah, that's the thing. Where do we put the teal? Transition colors. Dingleberg. Very frustrating. Yes, I would like to try a caffeine-free Coke Zero, because I think that I definitely have some kind of like a caffeine dependence when it comes to my Coke Zero, which is, I'm not like sad about it. It's just it's just a thing. Like, I don't really have a lot of feelings outside of that. But I understand that it's probably not the best for me. I just call it Coke Zero, honestly. It technically is a Coke no sugar because they don't sell the Coke Zero anymore. Requiescat in pace Coke Zero. You live on in our hearts. I don't know why so many of my pens have decided to just like ink up around the outside. I'm wondering if it's like they got too warm and the ink is like evaporated into the nib and then pooled on the bottom or something weird like that. But that is just a hypothesis. There is no actual evidence to suggest that this is the case. Caffeine-free Coke, no sugar. Okay, alrighty. I haven't seen that before, so I would be interested to try it. Yeah. Aww. Norovirus. I have heard of this. I do not know what this is. It doesn't sound good, like in general, as a thing. Alrighty, you are 621. You're blue. You're cool. You're cool. You can stay. I love how beautifully saturated these look compared to the mildliners. Beautiful saturation of color. I think maybe that's part of the reason why I don't use my mildliners as much, is because they're just not as saturated as other pens, and I like saturation. Saturation is my happy place. Alrighty, so you have it in Australia, but it's hard to find. Well, that's good to know, because it probably means that there isn't any in New Zealand. But yeah. Ollie Pop root beer. Interesting. I don't think I've had root beer before. I know that somebody, I can't remember who, mentioned the other day that I should try root beer while I'm in the US. I have... You're green. You're also possibly green, but also possibly blue. I'll draw you out in green and just hope for the best. Anywho, Yosemite Twisties and caffeine-free Coke Zero. See, this is the reason why I call it Coke Zero, because on the lid, let's like try and push the thingy. See, it says Coke Zero on it, even though it is a Coke no sugar. Like, I think it says it on the other side. Try and do this carefully and not spill all over my journal. Can you see that it says 0 sugar? Anyways. Think. Yeah, I've heard of like root beer, but I haven't actually tried it. And I'm pretty sure it's different to ginger beer, because I've had ginger beer before, but I haven't had a root beer before. KM. KM, KM, KM. KM, KM, KM. KM, KM, KM. KM, KM, KM. Anyways, so 169 is what we need, because I'm getting myself distracted. 189. Jess getting herself distracted. That doesn't sound like a thing that happens. What are we talking about? 045. We have 305. 207. 621. The number that follows. And 264. There we go. Alrighty, looking cute. Sarsaparilla. Okay, because we've got sarsaparilla. Like, we just call it sarsaparilla, though. I don't think I've tried it before. Interesting. Dr. Pepper. Okay, closer to Dr. Pepper. I don't think I've tried a Dr. Pepper. A&W root beer is the best. Alrighty, I'll try and keep that in mind. Because, yeah, I think that was suggested as something that I try while I'm over there. Okay, we're putting the turquoisal down, because this one is called turquoise. And I think that it does seem to fit the realm of green, just based on other colors we've got put here. The next one is the one that's probably the most contentious, maybe, is this guy who looks kind of blue where I put him before, but he seems to fit. It's all good. And then the next lot of greens are all just like very distinctly green, so there's really no kind of problem with that. Dr. Pepper tastes like cherry Coke? Did I read that right? Interesting. A&W, yeah. Ruby Rose with vanilla ice cream. Yummy black cow. Nice. I love, like, different variations of like ice cream in drinks kind of a thing. Because when I was growing up, if you put ice cream in a fizzy drink, it was called a spider. I don't know if that's like considered to be a different thing, because in my mind a float would have like soft serve rather than like a scoop of ice cream, and I don't know why that's the distinction for me, but that's kind of where my mind goes to. Because yeah, soft drink with ice cream in it is a spider. Yeah, lime spiders. Because yeah, you like, depending on what flavor of what soft drink you use, that's kind of how you change it. Like, it's always vanilla ice cream is pretty much like the standard. Like, I don't see anybody out there putting like, I don't know, chocolate ice cream into a raspberry soft drink, because like, while chocolate raspberry sounds okay as a flavor combo, just the concept of putting chocolate ice cream into soft drink gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, lime spider. Half cans of Coke. Interesting. Yeah, see, a floater is something different in where I'm from too. That'd be like you're at the pool, and maybe somebody like, anyways. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that because it's kind of nasty. But yeah, see, we would call them like spiders, or like I've heard of a Coke float before. Like a Coke float is with ice cream. But yeah, a float is interesting. Yeah, a float versus a spider. I wonder if there is actually like a proper distinct difference there. Anyways, ponderings for another time. But yeah, now I really just want like, I want to see what I like are the frozen Coke floats. Okay, sad story. The other day, Vogel went to get us Makudo, which was very nice of him, because like he was just out and he wasn't getting back for quite a while. But I asked him for chips and nuggets, and then he messaged me saying that like, oh, it was cheaper to get it as a combo, so I just got myself 2 drinks. I'm like, could have just asked me what I wanted to drink. And then he got himself a milkshake and a raspberry float, and I didn't even have a float, and it was the worst day. It wasn't that bad, but it was kind of sad. I was like, I would have liked a float. He's like, I tried to get you a vanilla milkshake, but they didn't have any. I'm like, yeah, but that's where the thought ended. You're just like, oh, doesn't have this one option. Guess I'll just ignore all the other options. I was appreciative that he got me lunch, but I was like, dude, the heck? Like, I'm glad that you like orange floats. That's excellent. Yeah. I mean, he was considerate in the fact that he asked if I wanted lunch while he was out. So, like, for that reason, I was happy. But then I was just like, if you're getting a drink, why didn't you get me a drink? He's like, oh, I know you don't like the post mix, so I just didn't think you wanted anything else. I'm like, you could have asked. Use your words. But it's fine. I didn't need it anyway, even if I was devastated. I then proceeded to like, because he got himself a raspberry float, and I'm not really big on raspberry. I just like sucked the ice cream out of his drink while he wasn't watching. I'm like, this is mine now. This is what you get for not getting me a float. Yeah, alrighty. Austin and New Zealand. Austin? Like Australia or Austin? Okay, because I know that Australia calls them floats, yeah. This brown looks very yellow now as I put it down, but that's fine. No, it's not. I can't. I don't like it. I want to put it with the yellows. There we go. That looks much better. See, he's with his people now. 552. KM. 552. Gorge. Yeah. Gosh damn it, autocorrect. Autocorrect is the worst. Like, I mean, okay, to be honest, sometimes it's really helpful, and I find that text replacement on your phone is like super great too. So for some of my most common comments, I suppose, I've actually gone into my text auto replace and changed it to be other stuff. Like, let's see if I can find my phone and show you. I don't think I have anything too escandalo in there. Let's see. So So you like go to your phone. We're just going to ignore the fact that it says that my storage is almost full because that's a lie. And we're going to go with text replacement. So you go to your text replacement, you go to the one at the top here, and you can just like change it to different things. So like, for instance, I like to censor all of my swear words with an asterisk. So I've got them to all change. I like to use the flex emoji, but I don't like to have to go and find it in the emojis. So I write FX because it's like flex. Yeah. And then GNTT is good night, and GYLI is glad you liked it, that kind of stuff. It's actually very useful. I know that people do it for hashtags on Instagram. If you kind of post on Instagram a lot, they just have like some kind of sequence of letters that replaces into all of the hashtags that they commonly kind of use on their posts. So they don't have to, like, I don't know, keep it in a note on their phone and like copy and paste it over, or they don't have to try and like, you know, type them all out individually because they ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah, which is kind of cool. I don't dislike that part, but there was a point where every time I would write the word either live or love, it would change to the other one. I can't remember which way it was though, but it was very frustrating. So I literally had to go into my phone settings and have auto text replace love to love because that's what I meant to say. So please leave it at that. Okay, that color doesn't look right. That color looks way more green. And I'm wondering if is it just my pen or is it actually what it is? Because that looks really different. Oh, okay. Well, you were always supposed to be in the greens. You are actually this color, but you look really weird. Okay, I gave it a shake. I don't know if that was a good idea. Yeah, good and food. Yeah. Please, just like phones being weird, doing weird stuff. This looks way more green than I think it's supposed to, and I'm not too sure why. Beautiful pen swatch ASMR. Squicky, 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 squicky. Don't know what happened to you, my friend, but you look a little odd. But you're here now, so I guess that's what it is. I don't like it being there. I think we're gonna have to do some surgery because that doesn't look right. I think that you belong more here than anything else in the yellow section, even though you're kind of like a green yellow, but you're still kind of yellowish, whatevs. I mean, yeah, I can check my one of that color, like if you want to, because this one is no, it's not, it's 272 rosewood, but it looks green, and I'm just like, that's not. It's also different to when I last swatched it as well, which is why I'm kind of like, what happened here? Anywho, like we said, surgery. Yeah, no one meant ducking. Why would I mean ducking? I can't even think of any sentence ever that I would use the word ducking. Like, this is an A5. Yep. A5 is my preferred size of notebook, and it's the one I use the most. So I figured for my long-term collections, to make it as easy to use as possible, I would just put it in the size that I'm most comfortable with. We need some paper because this is not working out. It's not working out. But thankfully, I have so many offcuts of white. Like this is my pack of white offcuts, right? And then these are my other packs of offcuts, like a little small packet of blue, and then chunky packet of white offcuts. Because every time I do a Dutch door, I save the paper. Because, I mean, you know, waste not, want not, that kind of stuff. I actually only need a very small piece, so. Yeah, like, she was ducking out of the way, like, kind of thing, but I'm like, I don't think that'd be necessarily be the language that I'd use. Wherefore art thou pen? Here, it seems. Okay, so we've got 2 spaces here that we've done wrong. So, like I said before, I like to do the black outline first, and then cut it out, because then you can cut as close to the black outline as possible, or like on the black outline, which is usually more my style, because it just makes it a little easier to blend it into the page in such a way that it's not super obvious. So put the ruler here to make sure it's straight. Please don't move, my tiny friend. I'm trying to do things. Poink. And poink. Cute. So this little cheeky boy is going to get cut out and stuck over the two sections that, like, you could argue that it's kind of brown, but really I just don't think it is. Not to the extent that I need it to be. I'm also going to need some double-sided tape, so I'm going to have to move you out of the way. Sorry if this is noisy. I'm trying to be really quiet. I'm trying to be so super quiet. We're going to use a double-sided tape roller. Because, yeah, my microphone sits on my desk, which is kind of like, I don't know. It's something. Let's put it that way. And I would very much prefer that it was a little bit more out of the way, but it sits right in front of my little drawers. So, you know, it is what it is. Anywho, I also have this tendency recently, I just continually use my scissors upside down. So I jam like 2 fingers through the tiny hole and then put my giant thumb, I guess, through this hole here. It's just not sensible. We have interesting quirks, me and myself. Yeah, so you can see like I'm cutting out, but I'm cutting out like on the black line rather than to the side of it. So this little piece of paper that I've cut off here, it's probably quite hard to see, but it has a tiny little piece of the black outline along the edge. So that's very cute. Nice and cute and small. We're going to cut it out so that then the black outline will blend. It's blending. I'm blending. Tink. Excellent. Tiny ladder, looking gorge. So we want it to blend in nice and well. So this is my small piece of paper. And you can see that like we've kind of tight lined the black outline. And then we can put it over the top of this. And because we've got the black outline there, like you can't see really. Like once we stick it down, you really won't be able to tell that it's there. Where's my cruddy piece of paper? So my small tape. I was like, I almost thought I'd lost it. I'm like, where did it go? See, it blends that well. This piece of paper is not well suited to this, but we try. Turn it around. I want to put the glue tape all over the back of it so that it will be nice and secure once we stick it down. And it'll just be like, it never happened. Must wash away the sin. There we go. See? So, like, we can kind of tell because it's not perfectly straight. And I probably drew in those black lines a little bit closer. But, like, compared to what it was, much better. Much, much better. There we go. Okay, so. Brown. Brown sandstone. Sandstone looks like the right kind. Yeah, I did shake the pen. I also, just a reminder team, if you're here on the live, every so often, just like, give yourself a cheeky refresh to make sure that you're actually up to date on the stream. Just because that comment seemed to be from a while ago. So I just want to make sure that you're like, part of the right now party rather than, back living in the past, okay? No, not living in the past. I'm speaking to you from the future. This one is a copper brown. Beautiful. There we go. Looking cute. But yeah, so like it blends in quite well. You can barely see it, really. Probably could have done a slightly better job of lining it up, but it's all good. Play it at 2 times speed. Oh yeah, if you wanted to catch up. I guess, yeah, that also kind of works, doesn't it? Because then you'll catch it once you use your words. Once you have caught up, it will only play at 1 times speed, yes? Question mark. Ugh. The pen was very stuck in the little pinhole. This one is called Cinnamon. I don't know how that is the color of cinnamon, but like I honestly consider the color before it to be more of a cinnamon, but it is fine. It is fine. Yeah, I don't know if the ink and the Karen markers separates or anything like that. Something to think about. Not far behind, but it worked great. Nice. That's very smart. Alrighty. And this one is sepia color, and then I think that the next one is black. And I just randomly haven't been keeping my black in the Karen marker box. I've been keeping it in my desk pen holder, which is just a bit of a choice. We'll put this in the greys because the grayscale one is where all of the black pens go. But beautifully dark black pen. And that's 30. KM 30. Oh, beautiful. And that's actually 030, isn't it? Because they're all 3 digits. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It looks a little weird. We're just going to flip away from it so I don't have to think about it. It's one of those, like, if you ignore the problem, is there even a problem? Yes, a lot of the time there is. But when it comes to doing a pen swatch like this, it's really okay to just flip on over and pretend it didn't happen. 174, 385, 282, 105, which is quite pretty. I like that color. 199, which is in theory cinnamon, but feels like a lie. 213 and 074. Yay! Those are beautiful, but we're not finished. Dun dun dun. Couldn't keep up with chat for, P4A. Yeah. I find that that's the thing. Like, if you get onto a live stream where the chat is either like super active, say, or there's just like so many people viewing the stream, I find the chat is just very hard to participate in because it just moves way too quickly. And it really just looks like a whole bunch of people yelling over the top of each other. It's nice to have people that are involved in the chat and like have conversations and all of that kind of thing. But I think that there is certainly a soft limit on how many you can have there and it still be like an enjoyable experience for people, I suppose. So if we get to the fluoro colors, we need to start with Lello. And Lello is those two there, because then after that we get into orange. So we have neon yellow, which unsurprisingly is incredibly bright. Oh my gosh. Aggressive. And we also have the neon canary, which is less aggressive but still vibrant. They both kind of look a little bit toxic. I would like to get the, I think they're called the deco markers. I'd say I'd like to get, come on Jess, how about we actually just use our regular Karen markers before we buy more pens? But I want more pens. Why are you trying to limit my creativity? Because you're not using the ones you already have, so why would you buy more? I want them, that's why I would buy more. Oh dear. Silly internal Jess. I reckon that's more of an orange than it is a red, even though I think it's called fluoro red or something like that, but I think it's a lie. It's called neon orange red. But you don't look red, my dear. Alrighty. Well, the other one is definitely orange, so we'll at least watch that one out. Jessie, okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just having a struggles. An internal monologue struggles. An internal external monologue struggles. Yep, I agree. I think that's very much like a common thought, the idea of the collecting of the things and the actual using of the things are two separate hobbies. I try not to buy things that I'm not going to use. I do try to. Sometimes I slip. like for instance with the the pastel set of 5 mildliners. Like at that point in time, I already knew that I don't use mildliners. Did I write KM? Yes, I did. Thank the good pen lords. I already knew that I didn't use the mildliners really, but my FOMO got the better of me, so I had to get some. But it's okay, because I did use them technically in a theme ideas video, so I guess that counts. Yeah, my 2 brain cells arguing. Don't get the pens. You don't need the pens, but I want the pens. What if I get them and then I use them? You won't use them, but what if I do? Well, maybe, but no, you can't have the pens, but I want the pens. Yeah, so it's just that constantly all the time, which is great. And sometimes rational Jess of no, you're not going to actually use them, you don't need them wins. And sometimes screw you, I want the pens and you on the boss of me wins. a lot of the time that one wins, especially when it's related to food. Just saying. I forgot to turn the autofocus off. Apologies. Apologies, dear team. Oh my lord. You've been flouncing around with all of this fuzzy-natured stuff. What is this going on? Okay, we are on to the pink, which is aggressive, punchy pink, which is nice and easy to identify. Hello, aggressive, punchy pink. Poink. So that one goes in here. Ooh, that is so punchy. That is the most... It looks so aggressive on the page, and I feel like it doesn't show up as aggressively on camera, but it is, like, in your face. Very punchy pink. 6/140. There we go. Yeah. I think that, yeah, calling you out on the acrylic. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I just bought the spring collection of the calligraphs and the acrylographs. I'm very excited to get them. Did I need them? Probably not, but I'm looking forward to them arriving, so it's fine. Also, tink, forgot to tell you, apologies. Need to make sure that you guys are having your drink breaks too. Otherwise, that's just irresponsible of me. So pink is done. Green, green, green. Green, green, green. Oh, okay. I will just say, this is making me so happy. Like, my heart is happy having these swatches being filled in. I didn't write in any of the numbers, and nobody stopped me. Well, you might have tried to, but I'm not very stoppable, so I get it. But having these swatches actually done is just, like, so satisfying, because I just, like, constantly gravitate towards the same types of pens, because I always go like, Tombos have the biggest range, I'll just use those, which, you know, for the most part gets me by just fine, but I would like to use my other supplies, and I think that having them done by color means that I'm much more likely to actually use them, because I'll be looking for a specific color rather than just defaulting to my Tombos. And I think that was evidenced pretty well in my March setup. Like, I, for the first time, used my actual, like, Crayolas. Use your words. I actually used my Crayolas for the first time, like, properly, for realsies, not for fakes. Okay, so we're doing these 6, 5, 4, and then 204, and then 228, and then 447, and then Mr. DNA. I say that more than I should. If you haven't been able to tell from either your time on this stream or just, you know, being around my channel in general, I enjoy using dumb voices like a lot of the time, especially when I'm doing mundane tasks like putting my laundry on and other things like that. So that's a thing. 297. The problem is that, okay, I have certain styles of voices that I fall into more often than not, and a lot of them are just like really bad amalgamations of accents, because if I'm honest, I can't tell accents apart. Like, I can tell vaguely what corner of the world people are from, but if you try and get me to, like, if you said Jess use a Scottish accent and then Jess use an Irish accent, they would sound the same. Similarly, if you said, hey Jess, can you do an Italian accent, and then said, hey Jess, can you do a Russian accent, they would also sound the same. And I know in my soul that they are not the same. I have enough knowledge to know that, but I wouldn't actually be able to tell them apart unless I heard them, like, back to back right next to each other, kind of a thing. So when we went on our hens do retreat thing for our friend, his friend from Scotland came, like, she's come from Scotland to be here for his wedding and celebrate with us, which is really awesome. But the thing was that I also have a problem of, one, constantly putting on silly voices, and two, I have a tendency to, like, start mimicking other people's accents, and it's not because I'm mocking them, all right? It's that kind of, like, relational thing. It's like when you spend enough time with somebody that you start kind of using their mannerisms and using their language and stuff like that, and that just happens really, really quickly for me. So, like, I used to have a Canadian manager, and I would find myself pretty much constantly when I was at work speaking with a Canadian accent, just because I was kind of like, picking it up from her, I suppose. So we had this weekend away, and it was like, I don't know, a couple of hours into the weekend, and I was already speaking with some kind of like a bad Irish accent. One, because it's the funny voice that I tend to like to do and stuff, and two, because it was that whole relational thing. And I'm just like, I really genuinely hope she doesn't think that I'm mocking her, because that is not the intention of what I'm doing right now. I'm really sorry. Anywho, so we're on some blue. Yay, blue. And we've actually got two blues here, but they're not next to each other, which is a little bit interesting, but it is fine because we can color them up next to each other because that is the nature of the swatch. Yeah, I'm glad that other people get that. It's like, I'm not mocking you. I'm trying to make you feel like comfortable with me. Like, I'm trying to relate to you right now. Oh god, that is an inky pen. Please do not bleed through. Neck minute. Eternal sadness. Oh, we're safe. We're safe. Alrighty, so this is KM. Kieran marker. Yeah. 5, get out. 6152. Again, we're trying to write these in correctly. Please make sure that you're reading the numbers correctly. 5272. There we go. Do you need a label maker? I mean, I wouldn't say no. My label maker sucks though, so don't get my label maker, but you need a better label maker than mine. Let's put it that way. And those are both purples. Well, you definitely are. You probably are. So we'll put you there. If it doesn't work out, then we'll put you somewhere else. I think we're going to start taking the approach of like, we'll just put it on the swatch and see if it fits. And if it doesn't, we'll just cover it up with a piece of paper. See, because this one is called Neon Red Lilac. And I'm like, I don't know. Lilac's a purple though, right? Whoosh, juicy. That is a very juicy pen. Juicy pen. Okay. KM and KM. And this is 6172. Didn't I just say that? No, I said 6152, right? Yeah. Because then the other one was 72. I'm like, have you stuffed this up? Did you wake me up? Did you rub my lap? I can't remember any of the rest of the quote. That is looking cute as heck. Aw, yes. So, dry. Dry faster. These parts of the ladder aren't actually the whole way across, and that's bothering me when I look at it. So there we go. That's cute. When I do the ladder, I try and use a waterproof pen. So I'll use like my Micron or something like that, so that then if I go over with the water-based markers, it doesn't bleed or like smudge effectively. But because I've already colored those in, I don't mind using the Pilot Juice. That's okay. Look at how good this is looking. I mean, we don't have as many purples as I thought we would have. And the brown is looking okay, but I'm glad that I drew all these ladders out, because obviously the pink needed it. The green already needed it, needed it last time. The blue's looking cute. I'm going to put the Tombow Fudenosuke down here, I think, which I don't know if I counted that in my pen lineup. Yellows are looking sweet. Orange is looking pretty good. So punchy. Bam, right in your face. And then we've got the red, which is slowly coming together. But like, as I said, these are so useful. Like, having them actually done by color, my soul is happy, guys. My soul is so happy. Alrighty, are you smashing through this faster than part one? I mean, like, last time we did 2 sets of pens, and they were both my biggest 2 sets of pens. And it took me about 3 hours. This time we have also only done 2 sets of pens. Well, technically 3, but I consider the mildliners and the string and space practically the same pen. And we're at 2 hours 27, but they are both smaller collections. And the Karen markers, I feel like, were a little easier because they were already in a stand, whereas the Crayola Super Tips were all jumbled up and just messy. Alrighty, we are going to do one more set of pens together because I actually have homework to do. I'm part of this little group of people who meet every 2 weeks. And we just talk about like YouTube stuff, and you know, it's nice to have people to talk about these kind of things with. But I have some homework. Oh, sorry, that was a bad noise. I have some homework to do for it, where I have to like I have to. Like, I'm kind of excited to. I get to watch a couple of their videos, so like one from each person, and we're effectively giving each other like feedback or notes in the extent of like trying to better our content for the masses. Which is why, you know, I always do love feedback from you guys. You know, not positive feedback, like what's the word? Constructive feedback, because I don't even like the idea of calling it criticism. Like, don't criticize me. That's not friendly. But I do like the idea of getting feedback from people. So if you do ever have feedback, you know, make sure to let me know. I'm trying to get my pens out of here because I have 3 different sets of pens in here, and the Tombos are all at the bottom. I'm pulling out the Tombow Fudenosuke hard tips at the moment. And I know there are more colors. I just don't know where they are. Oh gosh. Yeah, I did the grays first. They are in the back. Yeah, down the bottom here and over here. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, actually batching them by color is just, it's going to be much more useful when it comes to actually trying to find a pen. See, when we have to do the flares and the brush tips for the whatchamacallit, that's going to be fun. The brush tips for the whatchamacallit. The brush tips Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens. That's going to be fun. So these ones I do think have names. They were at the end of the barrel, like red and yellow. Ooh, love that kind of color name. That's nice and easy. This one's called orange, unsurprisingly. So we'll put them in a little rainbow order, and we'll go through and do those. I also have the black one that I'll have to do. My black one is running out, though. It's like almost dead. I've got it on my tiny shopping list that I've got for what, tomorrow I think I'm going shopping, so that I can actually get that one done. But we can swatch those ones out. And these ones aren't really like coloring in pens per se, but it'd be good to have them here just if I want to find a color match effectively. So T was for Tombow, so I'm going to do TF for Tombow Fudenosuke. TF red. Solid. Flipping on over. TF orange. Ooh, that is a nice orange. You can see that I really, and maybe you can't because it's very small, but I seriously have not used these very much because their pen nibs are very inflexible. Tombow Fudenosuke orange. Whereas my my black one, which I use a lot more often, is kind of just like wah, wah. And a little bit more streaky now because he has seen better days. I don't actually know how that song goes, but seen better days. Here we go. Because, yeah, you've got a new set of the Fudenosuke, and I'm like, I want them. I don't need them, but I want them. It's back to these guys again. We're going to need to give them names. Like, we need one for, like, practical, rational Jess, who's like, you don't need the thing. And then one for, like, but I want it, Jess. And she's, like, insolent Jess. The one who, like, as soon as you give her any kind of restriction, she's like, nah, stuff you. You don't know me. You don't know my life. Like, it's like when you try and, what's the word? It's not like restrict, but you're kind of like trying to kind of be better with your eating, let's say, okay? Because it's like a nice, easy one. So you're like, okay, I really need to start eating better. Like, you know, you've been eating like crap for a while and you're feeling really icky. So you need to do like better. You need to try and not have as many sweets or whatever. And then this one's just like, you have given me an ounce of restriction. I refuse. I'm going to eat whatever the heck I want. You're not my manager. Like, that is what this Jess is like. TF equals green. Shocker, it's called green. I like this though. Nice simple names. Thank you very much. Yeah, 2-year-old Jess. Like, baby Jess, who's like any ounce of restriction, and I'm just like tilted. This one goes down here. That's what we left this space here for. TF blue, funnily enough. There we go. Yeah. And Jashii's like a little snake. She's a little bit evil. She's just coming on here. Yeah, like adult Jess. Eat your veggies. No, you can't make me. I feel restricted. Wow. The adult Jess is like, okay, we've had half a bag of twisties. We can probably put them away. And then child Jess is like, no, we must eat them now. Otherwise they'll go stale. And then they won't be satisfying. So we'll just overeat them. No, I do try and ration my twisties. It's not a lie. Let's put it this way. It's not a lie. But this is pink. Just if you were wondering. Yes, pink. Because yeah, they have a pastel set or something of the Tombow Fudenosuke brush pens, and I vaguely recall they're the ones that you can do on black paper as well, which look pretty cute. Yeah. TF pink. But they are so cute and I really should use them. That's what Jess says to pretty much all of her supplies, like the Karen markers. Beautiful saturation, such lovely pens. This brown is very nice. Hello, Tombow Fudenosuke brown. TF brown. So it makes me sad. Okay, this is it's gonna come out rude, but I really, really don't mean it this way, okay? Oh. But my Tombow Fudenosuke like people who try and pronounce Fudenosuke and they like I don't know what's the way to word this. So it's not that they're saying it like wrong, but they either kind of get halfway through and they give up, but I'm just like, it's Japanese. You just need to take every like two together. So it's like fu de no su ke. Like Fudenosuke kind of a thing. Like, you can do it. I believe in you. And it just makes me a little sad when it's like when people they go to say a word and then they say, oh, it's too tricky, I'm not even going to try. But like but trying is part of the thing that you're supposed to do, right? And it's okay if you get it wrong. Like in most cases, people are pretty forgiving. But yeah, I don't know. Anywho, I'm rambling. Let's get on to the grey. Tombow Fudenosuke, yeah. Because I know that in Japanese, like, su and ke kind of becomes like ske kind of a thing. Like they kind of not like slur it kind of a thing, but it kind of like blends together. But even just like Fudenosuke kind of thing is better than not trying. You know, we can try the things. I think the one that gets me, because I know I can't pronounce it, is Leuchtturm. Leuchtturm. Because I can't make my mouth do that kind of thing. So I, a lot of the time, will just call it the LT1917. Like, Tombow Fudenosuke grey. There we go. That's kind of cute. But yeah, so like I try, yeah, term. No, but term, Leuchtturm, term. See, I don't know how to make my mouth do that shape, but I try. Like, I watched a lot of videos online about how to pronounce it, and it's one of those ones that like my mouth doesn't want to cooperate. I feel like I need like a proper German lesson. Like, they're ruining your super cool Jess. I'm sorry. But this is looking cute. Hey? Alrighty. I think we've done a pretty good job. And I mean, like, I know I was optimistic saying that I was going to be finished today because haha, no. But I'm still feeling positive. We are going to have to do another one of these videos, I reckon, because we still have the flares and the Faber-Castell brush and the Inkjoys and the calligraphs and acrylographs. I think that those ones are almost going to have to be videos by themselves because they are big sets of pens. But I have to go do some homework. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, do make sure to give it a thumbs up. Our live stream next week is only for patrons, provided you're in the correct tier. Yeah. So I will see all of you over there who are patrons. And until I get back, I guess, I have a good life. I don't know how to sign that off. That was wrong. Whatever. Anywho, goodbye, team. Thank you for being here while you could be. I will see you next time.